Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to ZukaTube, and in today's episode, we're going to be reviewing Loki, Episode 2 on Disney+. Anybody who watched my review last week know that I wasn't a fan of the premiere of this show, but we're going to talk a little bit about this. I'm going to give you, it's a short summary for this episode. This episode's called The Variant, and it's Mobius puts Loki to work, but not everyone at the TVA is thrilled about the God of Mischief's presence. Now, I'm going to play this little trailer. Well, it's like a trailer slash promo. The way they do it, they stretch it out to make it damn near 2 minutes or whatever. And I'm going to play a couple clips while I do the summary of some things. I'm going to give you my review, and then at the end, we'll do a little spoiler section for the episode, right? Now, let's get into this trailer here.
I am Loki. And
I am Loki.
Still burdened
B-15.
with glorious purpose.
That thing I ranted about, like you don't dodge a damn hit.
Here to
You fight all these people. But you can't dodge.
Bye.
Make time. I don't have to play this game. I'm a god for Loki.
If you want to rule the universe, you better help us save it first. What could possibly go wrong? There's like a million things.
There's a lot of clips, though, in this trailer that makes it different, that are very more aligned with the second episode.
Cheers to me.
Because at first I'm like,
Maybe
looking at these trailers, and I'm like, this is just a trailer for like
You can
the
change.
show. But this is definitely more episode.
This variant
driven
is
here.
insubordinate, stubborn.
They already review a bunch of stuff that happened in the first episode in this trailer.
Get him over here. He's doing great.
You need the god of mischief.
But he's really arrogant.
You picked up the Tesseract, breaking reality. I want you to help us fix it.
Why me?
I need your unique Loki perspective.
These two are a good
Do I get a
dynamic,
weapon?
at least. There's that. I can definitely say that.
Unbelievable. Wherever you go, it's just death, destruction, the literal ends of worlds.
I know.
Now streaming only on Disney.
Oh, so, okay. Oops. Messed up that little part there. So, basically, that trailer, it gives you a little overview of what happened in the first episode if you watch the first episode, and then they give you some other little clips and stuff. And they make it seem a lot more action-packed than it is, because there is so much dialogue throughout this. Like, there's only a few things that really happen, and there's just overwhelming amounts of dialogue and little jokes and things like that. And so basically they open up, it's Wisconsin, 1985, the timekeepers, the Minutemen are going in there, and they show what looks to be a variant of Agatha Harkness, and they have a little interaction with her, and then they go into this tent, and it's like a trap, and Loki variant, you see, can use mind control to basically have them fight each other. She kidnaps one of them, and steals the time doorway device or whatever, right? And then it goes to a scene where it cues like Loki being quizzed by Miss Minute's little Fallout hologram thing. And it's just about what happens with a Nexus event, that doesn't get checked properly or restored properly. And here's this little clip here. It's like a funny little thing they do.
It's when the TVA can no longer reset a Nexus event. Okay? Boring.
Right, and that would lead to the destruction of the timeline and the collapse
Destruction of
of
the
reality as we
timeline.
know it.
Can you hear me? Are you recording or are you alive?
Sort
Be
of
funny if it was
both.
Tally's voice from South Park.
Destruction of the timeline. Where's your manners? Oh, hey, quit it! That is not nice.
So, yeah. They got that little situation because everything is a big catastrophic end of days scenario. That's how everything has the weight of the world. Every show, every movie, the whole deal, right? And then it goes to a point where Mobius is giving Loki a TVA jacket, and they're bringing him on a little mission because there's been another attack. They show holograms at one point of different Loki variants, right, that are in existence, and they all have different appearances and powers and stuff like that. And Loki is telling them in this episode that they're basically underestimating the variant. But at the same time, he's underestimating the variant because the thing's getting the drop on him too. So I guess it's more like he's not trying to trump the variant as much as he's trying to interact maybe with the variant, right? So Loki, I feel like, spoils the entire episode early, or just, well, pretty much maybe the whole season potentially, because right early on he's just saying that, like, you know, oh, they're just getting us to follow the C-20 for a trap, you know, to try to get me to help the variant destroy the TVA. And that generally could be the whole season for all we know, right? And they show a scene where the leader, Ravonna, right, is talking with Mobius, and they got a lot of things that seem like there's maybe not 3 timekeepers. They're only kind of, the way they're talking, it could maybe be 1. And there are hints out there and theories that it could be Kang the Conqueror, and maybe he's just manipulating things behind the scenes and purposely put Loki there to create, you know, a multiverse of issues and just the multiverse in general, and to play off of that for the up-and-coming Marvel phase, right? And then, you know, Loki goes to the libraries requesting some files from the beginning of time. They don't give them to him, obviously. And he gets to see his own file, and then it's, you know, him reflecting, emotional acting chops moment again, crying, sad boy, blah, 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 blah. And the rest of the stuff I'm going to get into would, I guess, be more in the spoilers section. So I'm going to give you my review, right? I'm going to give this episode a 5 out of 10. Only because I expected a little bit more out of this episode maybe than the premiere. And it was just a lot more talking, a lot more explanations as well. Not a whole lot of good action. And the whole time you feel like Loki is just a cuck. And I'm just like, and I'm obviously agitated with B-15 and the Minutemen, you know. It reminds me of now who I'm going to call Missy Elliott in the Minutemen. Woo! Yeah, if anybody remembers that. So, all right, let me get into some spoilers now, so we can get a little more serious about the ending situation here. Spoilers. Spoiled. What? All right. So Loki's trying to talk with Mobius and getting them to go back in time and stop certain events in a situation to prevent all this from happening, kind of deal, you know. And he references some dumb shit like, oh, if the Hulk wasn't on the bridge, you know, in the Ragnarok situation with the wolf, that nothing would be different. And you're thinking to yourself, well, Heimdall would have died, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm mistaken. But either way, right? They travel to Pompeii. He frees some goats, proves some points. They discuss things a bit more. And they end up tracking this kablooey gum, right, to try to find the Loki variant. And they do. And this Loki variant is at a Roxcart store similar to Roxxon from the comics, potentially. You know, it's in the year 2050. So they travel there. There's a big storm closing in the area. And the Loki variant is using her mind control abilities, you know, to go around and grab people from the store and all the situation, to get like B-15 at one point to talk with Loki and all that stuff. And there's basically charges that will teleport to, I'm guessing, multiple areas of TVA or whatever for a big attack, and that'll make multiple branches in the timeline in a multi-layer Nexus event, right? And basically they reveal that it's Lady Loki, like everybody has been saying, and, you know, basically he tries to get her to help take over the TVA, and they both end up running away in one of those portal doors. But you see, when this event happens and the little branches pop up, they show a bunch of different areas. They show Asgard, Sakaar, Vormir, you know, etc. And those are areas where they're having a lot of these big Nexus changes, and I have a feeling that's going to be for this new multiverse adapted Marvel phase for the future. But we'll see how that all plays out. You know, here's the little reveal clip of Lady Loki here. Oh man, he's having a tough time. TikTok, man, come on, get it moving.
What do you want from me?
Sometimes, dude, I could swear he looks like a dude from The Room.
Brace yourself, Loki.
Oh, hi, Mark. Here we go. Reveal. Finally. Boom. Look at the little glowy hands. Oh. And here we go. It's the waitress from Always Sunny. This isn't about you. Well, at least I thought it looked like the waitress from Always Sunny. What do you guys think? Right? I don't know. Either way. So, it's a real interesting show so far, for sure. I'm obviously agitated with like the whole constant demeaning of Loki. Like basically Loki, the whole episode is once again, he's just the cog, and I'm tired of B-15 and the Minutemen, who I'm now calling once again Missy Elliott and the Minutemen. Yeah. And that's what I'm going to be calling them forever. I'm going to keep going with that for the rest of the season unless she disappears or something, because that's every time that's what I think, you know. But once again, man, this show is just boring, man. I really hope it comes together. I mean, not for nothing, there were a lot of boring episodes in the beginning of WandaVision that turned people off, and in Falcon and the Winter Soldier to a degree. So we'll see where this goes. We'll see if they do anything better for Loki, because they just drag him throughout every aspect of the episode. Every character gets to drag him, and he is just not. He's a shell of what he was in any movie that we've seen him in, basically. It's basically him in that scene where he's in the jail and he's miserable and he's doing the little like image phasing of what he's actually like. That's what it's like every minute of this episode, I feel like. But either way, 5 out of 10. Check it out if you're into it. If you're into it and you watch this episode, let me know what you think, because apparently I don't agree with a lot of people on this. But either way, 5 out of 10. ZukaTube out.
I'm staying charged on my feet. I'm like a factory. Dropping lines like an assembly. I'm staying on point. It's my strategy. Feel like they tracking me. Yo, let me get on one. Nah, go get your tracks up. Homie, can I steal some? Homie, you can't stack up. My brother, can you shout me? You're barking up the wrong tree. My dog, why do you doubt me? Cause you can't do shit without me.
Real like the radio and never play it, but that's cool. The enemy's supposed to hate it.